Last week on Flight Room TV.
Of course, this nigga should be, punished to the full extent of the law. But why don't you hear about like all these political type dealings with similar subject matter?
Hmm.
That
What you mean, like politicians like that do similar
yeah,
shit? Like,
those
how come
just
it's
come
not
out.
worried about protect the same motherfuckers that be supporting Lil Nas X? You know what I'm saying? It's like you'll support that shit. You'll support that shit. You know what I'm saying? But then talk about celebrity responsibility to saying this motherfucker said fuck your kids, but y'all will support this motherfucker all day. Like, get out of here, man. I don't want to hear shit about these celebrities. Like, y'all, all these celebrities be full of shit for the most
Paid.
part, man. Paid, bought, and sold.
They put the microphone in front of your face and they want you to be candid. They want you to be honest. You know what I'm saying? They want these moments of clarity. And then when somebody start talking like this, speaking from the heart, it's like, whoa, like how dare you?
A guy like Hugh Hefner could exist in today's day and age?
Absolutely,
Uh
absolutely.
No, but how his whole lifestyle was, and you know what I'm saying?
Nah, because I've read a bunch of stories where that whole setup was like a pretty much a honeypot. You know what that term means. Like we talk so much shit about like where we at, but would you want to live like anywhere else?
Never.
Man, I be saying that all
Well,
the time,
I
bro.
get it
Like,
though. I definitely agree.
with
Hmm.
terrible Wi-Fi and like
I be saying
Right.
that all the
no
time, yo.
DoorDash, like
Ugh.
Like, bro,
The
like let's be
poverty.
real. He said this.
Mm.
He said, listen to this man. Listen to this nigga.
He maybe it wasn't even supposed to be like he didn't plan to for it to be this type of movement or whatever. He
Right.
might have been thinking it was just something like Bama's do every whenever Sunday they might want to wear a special cleat or something to bring
Oh,
awareness
he
to.
basically did
You know what I'm saying?
Some Naomi Osaka shit. Basically, it was like
Yeah,
he
it's
basically
something.
put the face mask on, and then when niggas started asking questions, it was like, all right,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
play um home games because of New York, right? Andrew Wiggins can't
oh
play
yeah,
because
because
of
everybody, yeah,
California, right? Because like these different states have different rules. So you think like
right.
they will like trade these players to different states that got different rules where you can, maximize his potential because you want to say a loss is a loss. Like you want to get equal value out that shit. Or do you think to go even deeper in that, do you think like people as a whole, if these different states continue with these different rules, because Florida is much different from New York when it goes as far as like COVID. Tennessee, when I went down to Tennessee, you couldn't tell me what COVID was down there unless I turn on the news.
Right.
Everybody, no
Right.
mask, face to face, bar food, chicken wings, barbecue, all that shit. We was out there.
Right and wrong, it's all about the principles. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the most important, because I think when you start throwing money and it's like, do people's morals change based on how much money they make? Do we judge a person like, oh, you make X amount of money, so now you should have
Right,
a
you
higher
can't
moral
talk.
standard than me because I'm
Yeah.
poor? I have a right to have no morals, but you have money, so you have to be moral. Like, that don't make no fucking sense. But a lot of people think like that, So
But do you think this is going to be a separation as far as the people in this country and where they live? Like, do you
damn,
think
that's
people are going to
interesting. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
interesting.
like a whole
And
new
that,
like you think like people was like fleeing to like
I
the
never
West
thought
Coast
about that.
movement back then? You know what I'm saying? Everybody was going out west back then from the South. You think it's going to be like a whole new like exodus of people?
It's like it's a crazy coincidence that these are
Yeah.
all like politicians,
Yeah.
and they are doing the same shit. So it's like, is this a ring? Is this something they're doing right in our faces, right under our nose? Like, what the fuck is going on?
And that's how they all.
Job. Motherfuckers, if you want to keep your job, you gotta get vaccinated. Like every company reserve the right to do what they fucking want. And if that's one of their standards, just like drug testing, just like not coming to work inebriated or under the influence of any narcotics, I mean, that's just something you have to comply with or find another fucking profession. Y'all can go play with Ice Cube on the Big Three joint. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
These
But
motherfuckers that got charged. Democrat. Virginia, Texas, Massachusetts, the mayor, Clayton, New York, Hubbard, Ohio, Winston, Oregon, Randolph, Nebraska, Dawson, Georgia, Stockton, California, Millbrook, New York. Why is it so prevalent?
They're all the same shit. Child, all dealing with children.
This nigga couldn't pass high school science, but he ever here talking about he don't believe these doctors, these scientists, just anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just anybody.
Bradley Bill was a pre-med major, so I don't know. Shout out to Bradley Bill at Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, Florida.
Nah, people that just be them memes that dismiss black people
Yeah.
and shit. They be like,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at these niggas trying to have a mind of their own. You niggas is dumb. What you trying to do?
Good.
Exactly.
That's all those memes. That's
dumb
all
it
those
down.
memes is really be saying. It goes to show about how what a lot of people think about their own people. They be like, look at these niggas over here. Think who they think they are, not getting the vaccine. No,
Right.
nigga, what you smart or something, nigga?
You supposed to be a smart nigga.
You just a nigga.
Right.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But you know what that shit really means, right? That means that there's a whole bunch of demonic motherfuckers running.
Right. So why do you think they're like in your best interest? Like you
That you want all the notoriety and the fame and the celebrity that comes from it, and then not want to deal with the backlash of it and being in the public eye for being vaccinated or not. I mean, it's not saying that you're giving up your whole privacy and your HIPAA rights, but just like shit, some of that shit comes with the territory. My bad, Mark.
And I do agree with that, but I mean, I think that it's just the whole public shaming aspect of it. You know, it's like a one-sided. As far as like, you know, the corporate media is only one perspective on it. It's not like, you know, you have guys that's sitting up there on ESPN that's for the vaccine and against the vaccine. It's biased. You know what I'm saying? And you call selling our soul, I guess, selling your soul is doing something, I guess, against your morals or something, or I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, do you think lying is immoral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now you took a deal with Pepsi, right? So now here you are. It seems like where the money, the women get more attractive, the more money's, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Cali.
if you can drive, if you can go to your city, wherever the fuck you live, and you go to the more country areas, and then you see the quality of the women as you get closer to the city, and then it changes. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same fucking thing. It's crazy. It's like, but it's funny. Like some of these celebrities really be like creative players and shit. Like, you know, they be training them up from like kids to be who they are and shit like that. And or even in certain country, like even look at those kids, those Korean kids. The what you call them? The
K-pop.
K-pop.
That let you know.
But that just lets you, But they said those kids were literally like created in a lab. I don't mean that like literally, but like I'm talking.
He probably because the ugly ones got the most confidence too. They're gonna be doing all the extra shit.
Trying to show out somebody.
Nope. They gonna get one.
This is shit that you got to get before you go to dormitories. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Tetanus shot?
Nah, the meningitis.
Meningitis, right? You got the chicken pox. You got all this other stuff out here. And his thing, did you catch meningitis after getting it? No. So what's the difference? Like, could you? Yes, but hold on. If
you take the chicken pox vaccine, you're not catching chicken pox 100%. It stops transmission.
Heard from him. He brought the awareness, and that's why I respect him.
But what's the call to action?
Wasn't one. There wasn't no call to action.
We had to fight to get a meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused.
I don't know if I.
I think he was right. I think they started out. They had momentum for so many things, and it just flatlined, yo. Like, where did he disappear to? Like, even all the riots, protests, all types of shit that was going on. You know, it was. I don't know. It was flashes, and I just feel like it was more expectation.
This is where you're spending money. You don't need it, but then it's like the places where you have to, you know, make money. You know, it's a different situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on.
You know what's funny too, though?
I just don't want to be dismissed is that the fact they have choices. You know what I mean? They have choices where other people don't. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. Because they have that choice, people are gonna have an opinion. And that's always gonna come back down to it. Because you have more options than me, I'm gonna have an opinion about how many options you have. Because it's not equitable. You know what I mean? It's not
like some party and shit. And they had no.
Yeah, I heard they had a party.
All the celebrities.
All
somebody's birthday. Was it Obama's birthday? It might have been his birthday.
It was a birthday. You know his birthday. What's his birthday?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like August 4th or something. August 4th, I think. August 4th. If I'm not mistaken, that's right. That's my
Obama fan
president.
club. Even though he was groomed from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing though. Like, so do you believe that like a lot of these politicians have literally been groomed and to be who they are to us? You know what I'm saying? It's like even he knew when he was 11 years old. One day he's going to be the governor,
Well,
whatever the fuck.
If
you heard what Jonathan Isaac said, I don't know how you can listen to that and. Like I feel like a lot of people in mainstream media didn't even play his comments because he explained it so well spoken, articulated. It was like, oh no, we can't put niggas on TV like him. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of like kept this whole little explanation in the dark. But
here we go.
Said he actually was like using like tricks from like Hitler's speeches or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure.
The whole double speak shit is probably that.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be it.
I mean, that's like that's like pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, that's probably like passed down formless traditions and shit.
Double
like
speak is like an art form,
Yeah,
it's like it tells you two different things at the same time.
I'm telling you, most of these hashtags and you know what I'm saying.
That's what that
is forms of that shit.
Yep.
Man, Trump at man, they need to get this man his Twitter back. I need to hear this man. He used to keep me entertained.
Don't you think it like he's a big enough figure to like not need Twitter though?
Right. He said he was gonna make his own little Twitter jump.
So like, why haven't
his own Twitter fingers?
That lets you know like Ben was
because he really ain't a billionaire. He really don't get that money.
I mean, he a fucking Bush. I mean, he a Bush.
He a Bush
Clinton, Rothschild, all the above. He one of them.
Probably.
He got paid to hush to be quiet, right? All right. So then, what was his goal if he was paid to be quiet? It's almost like that shit is like Wu-Tang, and then they got like more groups within Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? It's
like Bone had like the Mota.
Yeah, exactly. That's how these niggas is, but they all part of the same. They all still part of the same shit. You know,
Meth and Red. Yeah, Meth and Red.
Yeah. The question, like, if because what's his name was basically saying that like there was no plan of action, right? So if he had a plan of action, then how could he get paid off?
Yeah.
If he ain't that crazy, we was in college doing the ringtone area. That's crazy.
And they're making ringtones. Ringtones.
It's so easy to stay on the sideline and let another nigga fall on the sword for creating awareness and then say he ain't call to action to it. That's for somebody else to pick up that damn torch and kind of move forward with their balance with that. That's not all on him. The fact he got the momentum going. People always want somebody to do work for you and then just reap the benefits of them. Fuck no. Somebody else got to pick up that land. Somebody else got to pick up that torch and follow through with it.
Take the money, but that's why most people should be putting themselves in that position that he's in, because most people are going to, most people don't really stand. Like when you take a stance like that, you gotta like die on that hill. We talking about some righteous shit. We talking about something that's deeper. We talking about a human. Like you can't get paid off on something that's supposed to be for like a human cause. It's like, yeah, I fuck with y'all, but I mean, if a nigga paying me 10 mil, hey, y'all niggas on your own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Then why even say shit? What's the point of even saying that? If a nigga can pay you, if you gonna